Have you ever wondered what Alex Hormozi would say about your website if he actually sat down and looked at your offer, your copy, your pricing page? You may have watched his content, you know the framework, but somehow applying it to your own site is a completely different thing. I felt the same way. I'm too close to my website. I can't see what a stranger sees in the first 3 seconds. So I built something. I took Hormozi's 100 million offers framework and I loaded it into Claude Fable and then pointed it at my website. And I told it to be brutal. And if you don't know me, I'm Ekri. I replaced a 300,000 agency contract with AI, no coding background. Today I train teams on Claude and I was not ready for what this audit found on my site. By the end of this video, you will see every single problem that is surfaced. You will know how to run the same eval on your own website in under 60 seconds. Let me show you exactly what it found. So before I show you the roast, you need to know exactly what is actually scoring, because there's not AI telling you about your color scheme. Now, value equation goes as follows. So if you see here, this is the actual scale, Hormozi website teardown. And this scale has 4 files. One, the scale.md, and then the assets, which is the scorecard templates, which you will see at the end when you evaluate your website. And then the evals, which actually just checks how good the scale is performing before and after the scale is used on a thing. References are the 7 dimensions which Hormozi has in his 100 million offer. And they are dream outcome clarity, which is, does the user, when they come to your website, do they know exactly what they're going to get, their dream outcome? 2, the perceived likelihood of achievement. Do I believe this will work for me? 3, time delay. How fast do I get results? 4, effort and sacrifice. What do I have to give up or do? Very important. And then the offer structure. Is it a grand slam offer or is it a commodity? 6, why should the user act now? Why should they buy your stuff? Why should they engage in your website? And then 7, the copy and voice. Does a copy sound human? And how does a voice sound? Okay, now this is the actual 7 dimensions that the scale uses to roast your website. Most websites fail the offer test. They look beautiful. I think my website looks beautiful. But unfortunately, the result that I'm going to share with you shows that my website completely failed the test of how strong is your offer. I've shown you the scale. Now let me show you my website. And then I'm going to run the scale on my website. So what the scale will do is it will fetch the site lives. It will score across all those 7 dimensions I showed you. And it will quote the exact week copy and tell me what I need to rewrite. And they will produce a nice branded scorecard that I can share, which I already have here. I know why are we using Fable 5 specifically, because some people will ask, simply because of how strong the judgment quality is. And before anyone says in the comments about cost, yes, Fable 5 costs more, but we have 4 days from the time of filming to use it. The entire audit only uses a few minutes, and it's a few minutes of spending Fable 5 for your website, which is where you have your offer, I think is less expensive than if you have a leak in your website. So that's why I'm doing this. And Fable 5 would disappear on July 19th. So they say after that, you have to use another model. So quick, I'm going to do more of this. If you want me to run your website through this, send me a link in the comment below. Only business websites, please. And yeah, you will get smoked. But you also have the report on what to do for your website. So let's do this. I'm going to set the model to Fable 5, and then I'm going to put the / command to run this scale on my website. Let's put this here. Going to give it a few minutes to work. Let's set the timer. So you can see it read the 7 dimensions first, which is very important to see the template that it's working from in order for it to do the analysis on my website. I'm interested to see whether what it's going to give me now is same as what it gave me before I filmed this video. So I'd like to know that. So it's actually going beyond my homepage. It's going through every single page, because my website has a lot of links to other resources like the workshop, the scorecard, and that's why this scale is actually going through every page, which is quite thorough. Let me set a timer and see how long this takes, but it's been going for like a minute though. Not only will it go through the website, it will also create a nice visual template that you can take into your own Claude and ask if you, like I built my website with Claude, ask Claude to redo the website based on the report, which I think is really key. 1 minute 37. Oop, it's done. Fantastic. Okay. It will give you in the chat. So I'm going to stop the time actually. So it was like 2.5, almost 3 minutes. Not too bad. So, okay, this is my actual teardown. I got 40 over 70. And let me show you, the last time I got 32. So I didn't change anything. The only thing I changed was the workshop dates. So I think I will take that back to the skill. So this is what I was saying. It's very rude. It says here, I have real proof, but it's a confused offer. And it's 40 out of 70. And the verdict is underpriced attention. So I have got 5 out of 10 for the dream outcome, which means that I need to promote the buried number properly in the subscription. For example, saying everything you need to start using Claude properly doesn't make sense. But if you tell somebody gets 10 hours a week back from the Claude subscription you already pay for, it's more concrete and it's clear. Perceived likelihood of achievement, what used to take 2 to 4 hours took 2 minutes, 7 out of 10. And then it told me about some figures I need to change. The currency, I need to make sure it is actually dollars all through. And then add workshop attendee proof. Yeah, I have a few workshop attendees I need to add there. Testimonials. Time delay, it takes about 10 minutes to fix. So I got 7 over 10, but it also says I can fix something a bit more, which is the workshop page nails speed. I just need to pull one time claim up to the home page here. So the promise starts on page 1. So I think it's a bit buried below. Effort and sacrifice, the tools I use, I need to delete it because I haven't said anything. I need to say maybe start here, which is the AI scorecard, then the setup guide, then the workshop, which makes sense. Offer structure. It says I got 4 out of 10, which is a really poor score. Due to the digital nature of this workshop, all sales are final. The fix, one name for the workshop, a real guarantee, and a price anchored against the cost of the problem instead of its own early bird. Okay, fine. So instead of saying, if you buy now, you get early bird price, say something else about a real guarantee of the cost of your problem. That's great. Urgency and scarcity. Early bird ends 5th of September and replay included for life. I got 6 out of 10, but it says I should add role capacity limits and give the homepage and Teams page a reason to act this month. Very good point. Actually, I need to work on that, which is maybe new models coming out or something that Anthropic has released recently. Capacity limits. I don't think Zoom's capacity, I think, is 100. And also actually questions. So for example, the earlier you book, the quicker I can get to your questions in the training. I think that'd be a good thing to add. Copy and voice. Feeling frustrated that you're paying. This is another link to website. This is a Scorecard website. Here it gives me 3 properties. It says I should, no, the fix is 3 properties that tell 3 stories. The Scorecard still sells old agency positioning. Align every page to one message. Make your Claude investment pay. So my Scorecard, it actually talks about the case study I had at the company I worked for, where I helped them replace a 300K agency contract. But Fable is telling me to align every page to one message, which is making your Claude investment pay. Okay, so now I have the 3 biggest problems, which is giving me in summary. I should use one name and use it everywhere. So I have 3 offhand. Or I have 3 names. Even Claude is confused because there are 2 workshops, but there are 3 names. And the flagship currency, I should change that. And the risk, there's no risk reversal anywhere. So I should add a plain guarantee. So if you attend live and if you do not leave without a work setup, you get your money back. Fantastic. And the one thing that actually works is my proof stack, where I worked, the Economist Group, Formula One, L'Oreal, Financial Times, and the number of people that my trainings have reached 1,800. And the people who also gave the reviews. The section is generally above the bar, protected by fixing the currency inconsistency. So if Hormozi saw this website, what would he say? You have real proof and you are wasting it on a confused offer. That is spot on. You replace a 300 grand contract. That number should be doing push-ups on every page in the same currency. And right now, he's changing clothes 3 times. Ouch. Your workshop has 3 names, which means in the buyer's head, it has 0 names. Name it once, guarantee it, and anchor the 97 pounds against hours it saves, because a senior professional bills more than 97 pounds in the first hour you give back, which is true. And kill all sales are final. When you refuse risk, the buyer takes it, and buyers who take risk leave. The traffic you already get is on the price attention. Fix the wrapper and the same visitors start conversing. That's amazing. So I don't know what you think. I really love this. This is a lot of work for me and Claude to go away and do. I think it's about time, because when you do your website, it's pretty, it's beautiful. You send it to people and you wonder, okay, why isn't it converting? So I'm loving this. Tell me what you think. So now I'm committing to 3 fixes on my website. I'm committing to making all these changes actually with this particular week. So that next time somebody lands on my website, this is the actual website here, within 3 seconds, I know exactly what they get, how fast, and why me. That's what a 9 out of 10 of our page does. It sells while you sleep, and yours can do the same. So what you need to do is point Claude at your site, exactly what I did in the prompt I showed you. You show the skill and then your website link. That's it. And it just gets to work. And then you will get this beautiful HTML page that you can then feed into your own Claude and ask it to make the changes on your website if you build your website with Claude or any other AI. And if you want the exact teardown skill, the one that produced everything, just what, comment roast below and I'll send it to you. It's free. And I would like to see what it finds on your website. And be honest with me, what do you think your lowest dimension is? Drop it in the comments before you run the audit, then come back and tell me if you were right. For me, I just knew that I had too many things going on, but it went in a lot of detail for me. If this was useful, the next thing you want to watch is how I build these skills inside Claude Cowork from scratch right here. Subscribe if you want your team to actually use AI that you're paying for. See you in the next one.